What's up, ladies? So in this video, we're gonna be talking about those good old feminine traits that men really love in women. So I will be listing them to you, I will be numbering them out, and you will actually know exactly what men really love about women. So these are some kind of feminine traits that I want to actually elicit to you because I strongly believe they're going to be helpful for you in your relationship and obviously if you're dating a man. So the first thing is the look, the way you look at the guy, not the look, what you dress up with, but the way actually you look at the guy. So the way you look at the guy is pretty simple. You want to look at the guy in a certain way, like you want to push-pull the way you look at him. Now, this is a good way to use, the way you look at someone to transmit and just to send over some value, just the value. So you don't want to actually use the way you look at him like some kind of a baby, like you're a woman that's actually begging for attention and things like that. But you want to look at them like if you're actually evaluating him, like you are trying to understand what kind of guy he is, like this. Okay, you want to just using some Italian words. Sorry, you want to look at him like if you're evaluating him and you're actually trying to understand what he's saying. But you're actually expecting him to prove himself to you, okay? So that's pretty simple because basically this allows you to not fuck it up when you are in love with a guy and you don't want to look like you're extremely in love. So you don't want to give him the love look. The love look is like something like this. You can actually see my eyes being like this. Like if you're looking at him like from down to up, So you're extremely submitted to him. You want to look at him like this. Like if you're evaluating and actually provocating him, like you want to try to seduce him, but like James Bond look, but for a woman. I don't know if that's pretty clear, but you want to look at me like I'm looking at you now. This is the kind of look you want to give him, and it's a really sexy look. Okay, so it's the look that actually is the way you look at him that's gonna make the big difference. So this is a feminine trait quality. And it's something you want to use mainly like 80% of the times. 20% of the times you can do this like you're in love with him, and the 80% of the time it's gonna be like the way you look at him, like you're evaluating him and trying to understand if he's actually a man of value or not. So remember, he actually has to prove himself to you. So the second thing is the touch. You actually want to reduce the proximity with a guy. So the touch, it means that you actually try to touch the guy with a soft touch. It doesn't have to be like extremely hard touch, but it has to be a soft touch. I see there's a lot of women who don't use this at all. They don't use a soft touch. They also use a strong touch, and they basically don't use the touch at all. But you want to use the touch. The touch has to be really soft. So when you're a woman and you actually love a guy, or you like a guy anyway, the touch means that you are going to basically touch him in a way that makes him feel like he's going to be like caressed, Maybe I look better like this. So caressed is like touching him, like giving him caressing like this, and things like this when he does things good for you. Like say for example, you've been out for a dinner. You went out to dine with him. Okay, he brought you out for dinner, and he paid for everything, and he's actually been a really good man. He courted you, and it was all great, and things like that. Now, how do you show him that you actually like him, and how do you show him a feminine quality is when you go with the touching, you show him that you actually appreciate that. So you want to use the touch in a caressing way when he does things good for you. That's a good way to actually seduce him. Also, there's another feminine trait quality, which is the appreciation, verbal appreciation you want to use, and the verbal appreciation is going to be also showing that you actually loved and enjoyed the fact that he actually did things for you. Like for example, you went out for dinner, he paid for you, brought you out for dinner. Also, other than by just simply touching him like this and just caressing, you also want to tell him that you actually appreciated the dine, and it makes you feel like really courted, and it actually makes him look very manly at your eyes. The fact that he actually courted you. So these are just a bunch of feminine traits quality you want to use. Also, there has to be something that probably you're not going to be liking, which is the way you dress. Okay. So one of the most important feminine traits that I want you to be using, especially when you're dating a guy the first times, And also if you're dating a guy for like, for example, it's been like 6 months, or also you're in a relationship, you want to evaluate and obviously you want to value the way you actually dress when you are with him. It has to be a feminine way. It doesn't have to be like a masculine way. And I don't want you to actually be too much of a masculine, dressed up too much similar masculine. Now, this is not to be like some kind of body shaming and things like that, and just misogynist or things like that. It's just to show you that also the way you dress is going to allow you to always keep him on the line. So keeping him on the line, I mean that you show him that you're still could be available for other men, but it's in an implicit way. So dressing up, always keeping yourself up, keeping the makeup up will help you a lot, because basically that's gonna allow you to not remain like not being taken for granted. A man would be giving you for granted, but we taking you for granted because actually things that probably you are completely submitted to him, and that doesn't have to happen. It has to happen like he has to think, he has to believe that you are somehow still on the, you know, on the spot. It could still be interesting for other men. Now, one of the main issues I see with my clients is that when I get into a relationship, they get complacent. Okay, you don't want to get complacent at all, because if you get complacent, then probably, and this is the fourth characteristics I'm telling you, if you get complacent with a man, it will be taking you for granted, so he won't be courting you anymore. And you will notice that he's not gonna court you anymore. Then there's the fifth one, which is the number 5, feminine quality, which is the voice. The tone of voice has to be reduced, okay? You want to use the tone of voice like if it's a baby tone of voice. Like, for example, oh yeah, you know, about this or that, just lowering it down, just making it a little bit cute, like it has to be like a little bit of up tone, but lowering, and also whispering with the guy. Whispering to his ears allows you to basically show him that you could be, of course, seducing him, and also that excites him. One of the things that excites men most is the whispering. If you manage whispering, and you whisper to him sometimes in the ears, like before sex, or also after he brought you out for dinner, that will also allow you to show him that he's actually doing the right things, like courting you, bringing you out for dinner, and things like that. And you whisper a thank you to him. You whisper to him, like in his ears. That's gonna make him appreciate that. And obviously that's gonna he's gonna remind that. That's gonna stick in his head. The whispering from a woman with an acute voice also, you either whisper to him with a low voice, or you just tell him with a cute voice without whispering, and you lower your tone of voice like, oh yeah, that was really nice for you. Things like this, okay? That allows you to basically show him that you're probably really thankful for that, and also teaches him to redo those things. Because you want to use the positive reinforcement that allows you to make a man understand what he has to do and what he doesn't have to do with you. So if he knows what he has to do, then probably he's going to be fine, okay? Because he will be courting you still every time. And these traits, these 5 traits, you want to use them over time, always when you're dating a man, not just forgetting about them, not using them. No, you want to always use these traits. These traits are going to be the main key to make a man fall in love with you and keep on repeating the courtship process. So, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next.